The adventure continues as our party, Nyx, the reincarnated rogue, Rinverhi, the holy sun worshipper, Bran, the monster hunting ranger, and Kenopsia, the DreamWalker amnesiac, explore the mysterious dreamscape in their Pristine Dreams. And the wagon starts to come to a stop. As it does, we're gonna port you guys over to another scene, but I don't remember what scene it is. Give me a second. Okay, I got it.
We're back in the cave.
This is a transport noise.
Yay! Oh, the snow affair.
Ooh, that's
so
very pretty.
Yeah. So you guys find yourselves here in the back of the wagon. And anyone who cares to peek out will notice that it is pretty actively snowing here. And the wind is very cold. And as you guys are kind of climbing, like as you guys are kind of shuffling around in the back of the wagon, you can hear Maenalus climbing down from the kind of stage area part of the wagon. And the whole thing is shaking and clunking back and forth as he does so. And much to everyone's surprise, the blanket itself gets kind of just yeeted off. And you guys are like instantly exposed to all of that snow and chilling wind and air. And while there may be a bit of like, dude, what are you doing? It's fairly obvious that like with having only one arm, Maenalus probably didn't think he could do that like that. And, like,
he looks like shocked as fuck. Like,
yeah,
oh.
like he's like, oh shit, sorry.
Yeah.
But you can tell in his face that he's like iced up, you know, and he's been riding through this for a while and he is freaking cold.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's probably a bit of that affecting his motor skills as well.
Yeah. I think Rinverhi awakens with like this sharp inhale as like the cold is like fully assaulting him suddenly. That wakes him.
And he kind of looks down at you guys and he's just like, come quickly. Let's get inside the cottage here and see if we can start a fire.
No words, immediate action. Brettle can honor to.
How's the mule looking? I love that the mule has a token, by the
way. You guys notice that Maenalus has brought a sort of blanket for the top of the mule. So, yeah, he seems okay, but like he would prefer not to be here because when I tell you guys this place is cold, I'm telling you it's cold. It's like that kind of thing where it makes your lips all chap up like instantly. It makes your mouth not dry, but almost like solid because the inside of your mouth is freezing cold. You know, you can feel even through your cloak, your skin just tightening up. You can feel your bones inside of your muscles. And it's that kind of thing. If you hit yourself, you feel that kind of resonant pain that cold has. Yeah. And that cold just permeates everything. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, this part of the forest is freezing.
Yeah.
Good.
I like that ice effect.
Good. Oh no, Chavez, you must be so cold.
So chilly.
Take a blankie.
Maenalus didn't bring me a blanket.
No, Maenalus.
Oh no. It's okay. You're the DM in the sky, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I'm in the sky. It's super cold up here.
Yeah, it's a cool part.
That's what I'm talking about.
The building that he wants us to get to, can we see where we're supposed to run to?
Yes. You guys do have your like the scope of vision that you can see is what you guys can see right now. You your tokens will see as far as you could normally.
I can't select my token right now. Okay. I don't see a list. Yeah.
No worries. because we switched scenes, I will grant you all access to your individual tokens.
Let me in.
It's so cold.
Travis, I'm so cold. Travis.
All right. So, Rinverhi, yes, you can jump on the roof if you'd like.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought this was grand. Like, I'm so cold, and he jumps. Oh, I see now. Okay.
Yeah, this is this. Yeah, this is like a little doorway here. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah, and this is the cottage here that he was talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
And he kind of makes his way over towards it. RT is sticking with you, Bran. So I'm actually going to give you control of them for now.
Yay. Can you link them together?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
There we go.
This Bran's like literally carrying RT.
Yeah.
Aww.
All right. And Maenalus moves over to the front of the doorway there. And as he does, you can hear him trying the front door. And he kind of like bangs on it first and then tries the handle. And he's just like, looks at you, Rinverhi, with kind of a sheepish face. And he's like, I honestly don't know if anyone lives here. I've never tried to go inside before, but I don't think no one's ever come out. No one's ever answered. So,
I mean, I don't see anything around here that would indicate someone is living here currently. I think break down the door or the handle, a window. You have options.
Sounds good to me. And again, he's trying the handle and he's like, it does seem locked.
Hello? We're coming in. It's not a question.
Nyx is like, she sees this, I suppose, and is like, like she's the rogue. She could probably open the door,
right?
But she's kind of near Kay.
Oh yeah,
she's like looming near Kay.
Yeah.
I think
I'm supposed to be moving my token. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah. And I think I think in this, like, it's so cold, like he's not thinking about like, oh, we'll just delicately, break in because we have a rogue who does that all the time. Rinverhi me is like, we'll just break something.
Brian is like this close to kick the door.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wants to, yeah. And Rinverhi did say, hello, we're coming in. That is not a question.
It is not a question.
She can try the door. She'll try to lock it.
All right, go ahead and roll your sleight of hand. Stealth. Well, sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah. We have sleight of hand. Ah. Fuck.
8.
You're cold.
She like actually says that, and then she starts banging on the door.
Dude, can confirm. Lockpicking is much harder in the cold because your hands are like, So you try to, unlock the lock on the door there, and as you're fussing with it, you're like, oh my god, dude, like my hands will not cooperate with me. I don't think I'm going to be able to open this very simple lock.
Yeah. So she's just banging on the door, and she's just like, open up.
Doesn't seem to be any answer.
Stand back.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm not
like Bran steps up to the door.
Thank God, because I was gonna say I'm not the guy for this, but like we've been here so long. I was like, Rinverhi is gonna try to fucking kick the handle. But if you're like stand back, Rinverhi stands back.
Yeah, Bran's going to like kick the door like near close to the handle because that's how you kick doors.
Yeah.
When you want in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give us a strength or athletics check.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's an 18.
Oh man.
Word.
You like break that door pretty significantly. Like
No.
You didn't mean to, but yeah, it kind of got wrecked up pretty good towards the handle part where you're like, we will not be able to lock this door again. That lock is just shattered into
We'll
pieces.
find something. It's fine.
There's just like the Bran at that.
Yeah. No, Rinverhi's like, well done, Bran. And then like he'll like push the door open more so everybody can start filing in. Since he's standing next to it.
All right, so you
So
guys
much for locking it back.
can feel free to funnel on into the cottage.
Oh, is this fire for real in here?
You guys
It
will
looks
have
like-
to light those, yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, wait, you can't light fire in here. What am I talking
I was
about?
about to say, I was like, we can light fire in
yes.
here? Yeah.
Nope, those are extinguished. My mistake.
Okay.
Yes.
No worries. Maenalus, get in here.
Ah. So he comes inside, and as he does, he's literally bringing the mule with him.
Thank God. I was thinking about that too.
Don't let the
Come inside, sweet angel
don't
baby.
ice cube the mule.
Yeah. If you're cold, they're cold.
Let them in.
So he's gonna come inside, and he's not a particularly large animal. Like you know, a horse would be like large, but I'm gonna keep him in a small size token just so he's not so cumbersome.
Yeah.
On the map, and we'll just imagine the wagon's still outside. I don't want to detach them and everything.
Yeah.
So he literally
Sounds
just
good.
stands in the middle of the room as being like, this is as far as I can go away from the door. You know?
Yeah. And like as soon as everyone's in, like Rinverhi, I think he's like kind of like holding the door closed again and looking around like, maybe we can prop something against it for now just to keep it closed and we'll figure out something more permanent later.
Yeah, Kay will look around. What's like
Same
the
with Bran.
biggest object in this room that can
Well-
reasonably be moved?
We have got a large bed here. There is a broken desk
Okay.
of some sort here. And there are some broken barrels and crates over here. So I would say the three of those things would all be sufficient in shutting the door and all in various strengths and sizes. The crates being the easiest to move, the desk being second easiest, and the bed fairly difficult.
Desk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think desk is reasonable, and if we want to get extra funky, we can fucking use, you know, if we want to get funky, break down these bitches, or you know, use them for support.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maenalus does mention that he's like, Bran, the crate in the back of the wagon, bring that in.
And he's still holding Aratu. Is she awake or not?
Yeah, she's awake now. Since you know you took her out of the wagon, she's kind of been like rousing, and she's able to sit inside, so that's no problem.
Okay. Then he'll set her down and go accomplish the task he's been given.
All right.
LFG.
Whee.
Hey now.
It's cold as fuck.
Oddity misses being in your arms.
Stop that.
Big, beefy, capable.
If you're
Yes.
cold, he's cold. Let him in.
All right, so you're able to grab that crate. It's not fairly heavy or anything, but it is big. You know, about a foot by a foot, and made of
Can I
wood.
snoop while I'm out
so-
here?
Yeah, if you peek in the crate, like it has foodstuffs in it.
Nice.
Yeah, and like a couple little wine skins and stuff like that.
Let's get drunk. I'm kidding. We do not need to be
What,
drunk.
you don't want to get drunk? Drunk? Get drunk?
Someone said
Everybody.
drink.
Drunk? Drunk?
We're not drinking. This is a serious situation.
Oh, okay.
Partying for later.
Bitch.
And once Bran's back in, Rinverhi holds the door again and we'll wait for the desk to be moved.
Okay.
It's
So, yeah.
desk moving time.
as soon as Bran comes inside, it's easy for you guys to take this broken desk and just slide it over and shove it in front of the door there. As you guys kind of peek around, you notice like, yeah, everything in here is very old and in disrepair. Whoever was living here looks like they abandoned it a long time ago. So,
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, that means the bedding is also like mostly crushed and withered away. There's like the straw's all been chewed up by mites and is basically gone. So it's just like a couple of canvas blankets basically, and that's it.
Well, are there any cracks or holes in like the structure that let wind through or anything, or are we pretty much like protected in here?
Yeah, nothing significant enough to cause issue. No.
Okay.
Yeah, like there are places where you're like, oh, if I lean up against the wall here, like I can feel the air like coming through, but nothing major. So
awesome.
No big deal.
Then this is a 5-star hotel that we've ended up in. This is great. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Living it up.
I'm curious. Like, there's a fireplace over here.
Yes.
Does it look like it has ever been used before? Like there was a fire ever lit here, like ash or remnants?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Open my thing. Perception check. 22. Did I just nat 20 that?
Oh my 20, god. Yeah.
Rise up.
Rise up, neighbor.
I feel like it's not a place where we needed that, but that's cool.
So
gamer.
Yes.
Rise up.
There absolutely was a fire here, you know?
Huh.
But you can tell it was a very, very long time ago. Yeah. But you are able to tell that like there is remnants of soot in here, that the chimney itself has actually caved in. So that like the cold air is no longer coming down. So like that's not an issue, but some of the bricks that have fallen in, if you touch them, you can see they still have soot on them that is like underneath layers of like frost and snow and stuff. So it's been a very long time since anyone lit anything in here, and you certainly can't now, even if you could. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it's interesting, but checks out that it was a long time ago that this fireplace was used.
Yes.
And at that, Rinverhi, he'll wander back over to the like this rug is for real here that we're standing on. Okay. Rinverhi, he's like, well, there's no hope, obviously, of using the fireplace, and fire is not an option for now. But I can warm up this rug if we all want to sit here. He looks around. People want to gather.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah,
wait, my Bluetooth accidentally disconnected.
Oh, you're good.
I'm getting in there. Okay. What's up? What's going on?
Pop's little sit.
Beautiful. And like once everybody's like around on part of the rug, Rinverhi will he'll just kind of like sit down and put a hand on the rug, and he's gonna press digitation again to warm up the rug. Nice.
All right, so the rug starts to make like a nice gentle little warmth to it. And Nyx, as you're kind of sitting there, you realize like this is kind of a nice warmth, but I remember last time we came through the forest, it was very, very cold. And this time it's seemingly even colder, but you don't actually feel like this is bothering you as much as it should. And it kind of takes you a second to realize that you think you have something on your person that is actually generating warmth.
She's like,
it's the power of friendship. It radiates inside of you.
Kind of like, just what the hell? Oh, yeah, she's just gonna be like looking at herself and then like looking down and I guess trying to pat herself down. Like, what the hell do I have? What is this?
All right. So you start searching around and you realize that those glowing crystals that you got are not hot, but in the cold climate are generating some sort of warmth themselves.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. And she pulls out like a couple of the crystals and her like she's clutching onto them like they're warm.
Oh, the crystals. Do you have enough to pass around?
Well, yeah, like she actually like reaches out and gives one to Rinverhi like immediately.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he'll take it. I think he reaches out with one hand while his other hand is still like resting on the rug.
Mhm.
And as he takes the crystal, he's like, "That's good because I can only maintain this for a minute at a time." So
Yeah. So yeah, and she hands one to Arete.
All right, and she
And-
happily takes it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing she has a lot of these crystals.
yeah, I think we have plenty that everybody can have
Yeah.
one.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she passes the other 3 to Rinverhi so he can pass them
Yeah,
to
passes
Kay,
them
Maenalus, and Bran.
Yeah. Do you give one to the mule? Just put one on his
Oh, yeah, I
head.
still have that 12-inch one.
Oh, there you go.
Did you have the 12-inch one or did you give that one to the Cyclops?
Oh.
See what
that's a
we
good
did.
question. Did we steal it back?
We stole it
That-
back.
Okay.
I feel like we would have done that.
Everyone was like,
Yeah.
no, fuck that. We're getting these gemstones. All of
Yeah.
them.
So
All
yeah,
right,
so I have-
definitely that one is significantly warm. Yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
So
No.
I had like a fist-sized one and then the 12-inch one on
Mhm.
Bran.
So yeah, you can almost put that 12-inch one kind of in the center of the rug for everyone to kind of gather around, you know?
Yeah,
Nice.
and he does so.
So Maenalus is very surprised when you guys like hand him a little piece of crystal. And he's just like, wow, you were able to take any of these past the Cyclops? I'm very surprised.
Yes, he was a butterfly for a little bit.
It must have cost you a
And
fortune to...
Kenopsia.
What do you mean a butterfly?
Looks like Kenopsia.
Looks like Kenopsia.
Kenopsia, who is just like, unsure of what to do with himself. Because he feels like if he looks at people, he's gonna get like weird about it. So he's just like staring at his shoes, and it's like when everyone like collectively turns to look at Kenopsia, it's like his head like slightly lifts, and there's like this weird like when you see like a dog in the dark and their eyes like kind of reflect the light.
Yeah.
That's and he's just like, what?
You turned that Cyclops into a butterfly earlier.
Oh. I did in fact do that, yes.
Well done.
Thank you. Looks back down at his shoes.
And then, like, when Kay looks away, Rinverhi looks at Maenalus and kind of like smiles and shrugs a little bit. It also happens that the Cyclops is quite fond of music, so if you ever find yourself in the cavern, that could buy a little bit of time.
Music, huh? Yeah. Certainly.
Yeah, it must be terribly boring sitting there in the cavern. So
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been my go-to move, but you all continue to surprise me.
we're resourceful, I would say.
Very.
I would say so. Having watched you, DreamWalker, turn the cave, part the cave entrance the way you did from Arete's house, I can see you are the real deal. A real and true DreamWalker. That's incredible. But for your powers to work on something as ancient and powerful as a Cyclops, I'm beside myself.
Well, you know what they say.
Everyone is staring at Kay again, like, what do they say? No.
Yeah, Kay's just like, you know what they say. Doesn't elaborate. And then he like looks up and he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to follow up with something. Well, I don't know. These are recent shoes I've filled. I feel like I hardly know what I'm doing, but I feel like everybody can relate to the feeling of... But it's like being thrown in a pool, and you don't know how to swim.
And the water is unreasonably cold.
We do not speak of that. We do not speak of the cold water.
We will not.
Cold water bathhouse.
Mm-mm.
No.
Do you know of a warm bathhouse?
No.
If not, you will.
DreamWalker, did you jump into the water at the bathhouse?
I did not jump into the water. It was Bran who did that.
Bran did it, yes. Eyes are on Bran now. Yeah,
he kind of looks at you, Bran, and he kind of puts his hand over the ring on his chest again for a second, and he's just like, that is the oldest trick for outsiders.
I fell for it.
I dived in heroically to save him and pull him out from the bottom of a very cold pool.
Thank you so much, Kenopsia.
You're welcome. That was before I got bit by a werewolf. Simpler times then.
At the mention of werewolf, Maenalus kind of reaches up to pull his cloak over his missing arm, and he's just like, well, I guess the second oldest trick for outsiders.
Yes, I suppose so.
And he looks a little bit like dour now, and he starts getting up to like move away.
Have you ever been away from Arcadia before? Beyond the Black Forest?
And he's kind of looking out this little window back here. And he hears you ask the question, Rinverhi, and he's like, I've never been beyond the Black Forest now. It's why the Black Forest is here.
To keep people in Arcadia?
Not people.
Certain people.
Yes, certain people, Bran, exactly. My family.
I see.
It is why I worry to bring Kenopsia here. As you could tell from the satyr, this place is not the same as everywhere else. The centaurs and satyrs, they don't exist in every dream world because they don't exist in our world any longer. They died out thousands of years ago. But yet here you still find them. Because the Black Forest is a different nightmare altogether. It's Arcadia's nightmare.
You can say that again.
Hunters
You can say that again.
So this place in itself is a nightmare?
Every different area, every realm within the DreamScape is a different nightmare modeled for a different person.
For a single person?
Yes, almost exclusively for a single person. Sometimes there's some overlap, but if you can find the person whose nightmare it is and wake them back to the real world, typically the realm goes with them. And so does everyone inside, setting them free.
That we have seen before.
You have?
A place called O'Dare.
Ah, I've heard of this place. Yes.
It's gone now.
So, and he kind of turns back and like gets a little bit more intense. You mean to say you awoke an entire realm?
That's exactly what happened. Yes. A whole town of people. It was one man, a very lonely man. And I think it was Kenopsia who encouraged him to waken.
That is quite remarkable. It has been some time since anyone's been roused from their nightmares here.
But it's happened before.
Not for centuries, as far as I know. But
Would you know of who did the wakenings before? Before we came along?
the DreamWalkers did.
Were there a lot of DreamWalkers?
I have no idea how many, but certainly more than there are now.
Is it a DreamWalker's duty to waken those from their nightmares?
It once was, yes. It kept a balance to the waking world and the sleeping world. But when the Nightmare King set his sights on this DreamScape, he wanted to make it a permanent realm for people to stay, so his power could grow ever stronger, accumulating more and more, and he refused to return anyone to the waking world.
I see. And I imagine that was centuries ago when that
Yes.
happened.
Epic wars broke out all across the DreamScape. Thousands killed, thousands awoken, thousands sleeping for the last time. Finally, a truce was made.
Between who?
The Nightmare Court. And the Awakened.
I see.
Not those
And
that you
before.
know, but the founders, the original. The DreamWalkers were the original Awakened.
And so this truce was made, and DreamWalkers became less and less?
The idea was that only a certain number of people would be brought to the DreamScape, and the rest could stay in the awakened world and wouldn't be pulled into nightmares. Most people live their lives with happy dreams and they don't have to worry about this place. But for a small, random few, their nightmares come to life and they're forced to live them forever.
I see. Well, the thing about the truce makes a lot of sense because the Nightmare King spoke of that when we met him. Isn't that wonderful, everyone? Pieces are coming together. He's looking around.
You
Hey,
met
who is
Thankfully.
just looking extra forlorn. He's just like, yes, fantastic. Pieces, yes.
you met the Nightmare King?
We
Oh,
crashed a
yes.
wedding. In fact,
Yes.
yes.
What a wonderful wedding it was.
Oh.
Face unemotional, like just not, no, he's not thrilled. He's just like, yes, what a wonderful wedding that I totally give a shit about.
No, it's fine.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame the poor groom's bride is John Cena. John Cena.
Yes, we did in fact meet the Nightmare King after a series of very unpleasant nightmares.
Hmm.
We, I believe, were directly in his realm.
Now,
Yes,
Yeah.
we were.
these pieces are starting to fall into place for me as well.
Excellent.
When news of the wedding being crashed reached Arcadia, it came with orders. Orders that a new DreamWalker had surfaced. and that was causing problems and giving false hope to the awakened. And should we see anyone carrying the symbol of the awakened, that they should be dealt with.
Ah. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
We might need to get you a second cape, Kenopsia. Or maybe you should keep that fur to...
I'd be expecting a fight if you were to brandish it.
I see.
Well...
Okay.
Well,
I think we already saw the consequences of brandishing.
Oh, yes. No. Oh, no, certainly. I've certainly seen my fair share. So if I have to wear something on top of it, layer it even, then so it shall be.
Well, I will tell you, Kenopsia, that as you've seen from the Awakened, there are many who wish to leave this place. We don't age here the same. We stay in a state slowed down.
I've gathered.
It extends our suffering for many, and they just wish to wake up. Those people will see your symbol as hope, and will see you as an ally. But you must be cautious of those like my father, the Dream Lords that work for the Nightmare Court.
Dream Lords is new.
Every realm in the Dreamscape has a Dream Lord, someone imbibed with a portion of power from the Nightmare King to control the realm in which they preside.
A council sorts them.
In some respect, yes. More like a noble lord in an area who watches over it for the king.
Would your father happen to be one of these Dream Lords?
Yes, one of the most powerful. Some of my brothers are as well.
Good.
Your brothers as well?
Yes. Though the Black Forest is meant to keep my family from spreading out too far into the Dreamscape, when needed, the lineage of my family and our certain characteristics are handy for dreams that, or realms that aren't quite falling in line.
The king's loyal dogs.
So to speak, Bran, yes, so to speak. But these dogs would get out of control if not for the Black Forest. This dream, this nightmare that is the Black Forest, much like how Arcadia has a very slow day and night because our dusk and dawn are the most important times. The Black Forest stays perpetually night. And it stays perpetually night on the one night that haunts my family most. The one in which the gods arrived to Arcadia, and my father served them the flesh of man, much as he did you all. Therefore, any of us who enter the Black Forest fall under the light of the full moon. A perpetual full moon that is made and set to unleash our savagery, to keep us too feral to go any further, and make us want to return home. It's why I find this place surprisingly difficult to bear. And why the last time...
hard enough on its own, yes.
Yes. The last time we encountered each other here, I'd been here for several weeks, prisoner of the centaurs. And as much as I can resist my urges, they do worsen over time.
Is there anything we can do to shield you from it?
I will be fine for a few days at the very least. But keep your distance.
All right. So we're on a timer then to get through.
Yes. I know that you came in the forest on your own. I know you can leave it on your own. I do not know if I can leave the Black Forest. But I ask for your help.
We'll do what we can.
I would love to leave this place and leave what curse my family has behind. It will become increasingly difficult for me the further I get to the far edge of the Black Forest, when the moon becomes its highest. Here on this kind of close to Arcadia side, things aren't so bad.
Before you were manacled.
Yes. Something the centaurs came up with so that when we do go into the Black Forest, if we get too near them, they can shackle us in silver irons. The silver weakening us to some extent.
Would that be worth procuring for our journey?
At some point, it would be wise to use them. As you know, from when we first met, I'm fairly in control regardless of them. And he kind of looks over right at Kenopsia, and he's just like, but the manacles may come in handy as we get closer to the full moon.
So be it.
I don't want to have to do that to you. To either of you.
It is the burden we now bear.
Not for long.
Not for long.
We just need to get through the forest. And, Arati, we will take you to the Hearth. And once we've done that, we'll come back. And we will correct all these wrongs that have been going for centuries. And we will eradicate this nightmare.
Arati kind of speaks up and she's like, noble words coming from a kind heart. I like you.
Well, I like you. Your granddaughter, not really a fan of me. Your grandson, also, he's a good man. Bit of a scamp, but...
And she kind of gives you like a sweet nod, and she's like, do not mind little Rava. Even when she was young, she always threw rocks at the boys she liked.
Oh. Rinverhi was genuinely taken aback by that. Well, perhaps some habits die hard then.
She kind of nods up to Maenalus, and she's like, take us to light the hearth. It is the least you can do for me and my family. And in return, the gods may grant you the strength to cross the Black Forest. And they just kind of have a knowing nod to each other, like they're like, yeah, we still don't fucking like each other, but we're going to work together here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Greater good. Same page.
Mm-hmm.
And Maenalus is like, we can make our way to the hearth in the morning. For now, we should try to get what rest we can. But
Agreed.
It would be wise to keep watch.
Shall we set up shifts then?
He walks over and he pats Kenopsia on the shoulder, and he's like, first watch.
Naturally, I was going to even suggest I be first watch.
And he kind of like moves over towards the door so that he can kind of scoot the desk out of the way. Just enough to kind of sneak out.
Word.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry.
You're totally good.
Go, Kenopsia, go!
Maenalus!
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, running around having a little snowball fight. Rinverhi looks to Bran and Nyx, and he's like, do any of you mind if I volunteer for last watch?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh,
I'm still feeling a bit exhausted. I'm sure we all are, but I think I would prefer to be awake with the sun, even if we can't see it.
get some rest.
Thank you. And he just flops down on the rug. Honk shoe. No, I think he just like, you see him kind of like assume this sort of like meditative position as he's sitting there, and he closes his eyes.
Arati is definitely like, you know, I'm too weary now. I must rest as well. So everyone's kind of having snacks during that earlier discussion from the food.
Yeah, we'll be noshing. Yes. Yeah.
Take a little bit of wine, whatever, and you're good. Arati's going to try to set up over here in this like little cot that's not completely ruined, but meh.
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to sleep by the mule.
We love the mule.
All right,
Mule
Nyx,
or bread.
Bran, where are you guys camping out?
Nyx is gonna stay where she's at.
Okay.
Same for Bran.
Okay.
Is this another bed over here?
That's
This
actually
other-
a bunk bed where the top bunk has fallen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there are like bedding supplies. There's another blanket and stuff there if you want.
Yeah, I think Rinverhi, he'll get up and like will collect what he can, like what comfortable things he can from this collapsed bunk bed.
Okay.
But he wants to be positioned like sort of still near the door and everything, in between everything.
Okay.
In case he needs to reach anybody, but like he'll set up the bedding here, so it's more comfortable.
Sounds good.
Oh, which way does the door swing in? Like, is it like whoosh or is it a whoosh?
Yeah, it moves towards you.
Okay. Then Bran's going to snuggle up against this wall.
Okay.
Oh, Rinverhi is going to
So
give you like the bedding then, because there's just rock there.
There's some burrows.
That's not soft. They're arguing about this.
You guys do have the
Burrows are fine.
the really big blanket too came with you.
Oh, that's okay.
So that
Yeah.
Bran has the really big blanket, I presume, because he doesn't have a cloak. So
Okay, perfect.
yeah. And again, with the
I'll be
warmth of the
fine. I have a
crystals, no
blanket.
one's freezing inside here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounds good. Long
Alright.
rest? Is that what's happening?
Yes, look at that.
Oh my
Wow.
They'll long rest again.
I know.
Today is the day.
Not Kenopsia though, not
Oh
yet.
yeah,
No, not for me.
I guess we can't. We have to officially get through the night
That's true,
to
yeah.
get long rest. Yeah.
Because shit might happen, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I have like 14 hit points, I think, or I'm at full HP, I think. Am I at full HP? I can't remember.
Everybody
My
should be
D&D
full.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay, my D&D Beyond was like, you have 14 HP, and I'm like, I do.
You are a liar.
Yeah, no, we're
And a
tracking
scoundrel?
everything in that grimoire that's in
Yeah.
Albert. Yeah. So
Yay!
yep, everybody's good. But This will restore 2 hit die from your pool, so that next time you short rest, you'll have at least 2 hit die.
Cool beans.
All right.
You just let know when we can officially long rest and hit that button.
You got it. For right now, Maenalus and Kenopsia are outside, and Maenalus is kind of taking his paces around the area. So he sees the house here. He sees this like old wooden tree, you know, and then he's kind of scoping out these rocks over here and this kind of little alcove of forest, and then back around. So he's kind of walking laps like that, Kenopsia, if you want to join him.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Okay, well, I think he goes down a little further to just like peek around the side of the house. Just to see, you know, anything weird going on over here? No? Okay.
Yep. No, everything kind of looks good in the whole like around the cabin over there.
Sorry, my keyboard's acting weird. There we go. I don't know what's happening. The keyboard is breaking.
You're scoping everything out. You get a good purview. Everything looks safe and normal, as much as it can be here, right?
I mean, for what it's worth, yes.
So you get outside in that biting cold, and you're walking around and checking out all these different areas. And Maenalus is kind of like, you can see that he's scenting around everywhere. Like he's smelling near that dead tree. He's smelling near the rock and everything. And his eyes are shifty. Like he's got thoughts and things that are going on. And as he's pacing around, he's just like, how are you feeling, Kenopsia?
Oh, how am I feeling?
Yes.
Well, do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Well, we've got plenty of time.
Well, I think I am becoming more aware of what lies within this situation I've happened to fallen into. I believe when we were in that wagon, I was subject to more symptoms, if that's the right word. I was able to smell everything, and I could even feel the beating heart of our cleric. So I'm sure that bodes well. And then I don't remember quite what happened after that. I remember being force-fed some mint leaves, and those were nice. They're actually pretty tasty. But they burned my mouth a little bit, alas. My shoulder hurts. There's no doubt about that. My wound still hurts. Even despite being healed once or twice, thrice over. Just a dull ache that never seems to go away.
Yes. A wound from a werewolf will last quite a while.
Naturally. I didn't expect it to be a walk in the park, healing it. But, oh, you know what it's like. You've lived this yourself. The one thing I miss most, I will say, is being able to stargaze. I know I've only had this for a couple of hours, but it seems like a lifetime. But in order to get from point A to point B, I would use the stars as a map. But now I can't even cast my gaze up towards the sky without feeling a call come over me. A dangerous one, unlike any I've ever felt.
I hate to say, but for myself and my family, the moon almost becomes your enemy. I don't wish that for you. I know. The moon, the stars, they are a source of power for a DreamWalker. And
Absolutely.
a lot
so
of...
you see my qualm with
Yes.
with being unable to see them. Good.
In a lot of ways, I question whether my father targeted you on purpose, knowing that this would help weaken your connection. I'm sorry for that. You see him kind of like grab like a handful of pine needles and like put them in his cloak. And then he like as he keeps walking and he like picks up like a mossy rock and puts it in his cloak. And he keeps walking and he pulls some little kind of like wet looking twigs, just breaks them off and puts them in his pocket.
What on earth are you doing with those?
Oh, well, figure while we have the time, I wanted to help you understand a bit of what is to come.
A little puppet diagram with a bunch of twigs and rocks. My favorite.
No, I think we're beyond macaroni drawings.
Didn't have to ask.
But tell me, can you tell what I placed in my pocket from the scent alone?
I just watched you. Never mind. This is a. You're testing me.
And he like puts something in his hand and he holds it closed, his fist closed like this, in front of your face. And he's like, which is it?
Kay is gonna, stare at his hand, and then he's gonna close his eyes, and then he's gonna hone in on the smell, because I've learned that smell can like travel and like hinge in the air longer, especially in like a really cold setting. Like when I was up in North Carolina for a while, I could smell like a fucking chicken place from like across across the street, and it would just like permeate in the air, and it would just carry in the air, despite being you can't smell that shit in the summer, but in really cold weather you can. So Kay is gonna hone in on what he's holding to see if he can like get a whiff of it.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage.
I love doing that perception with advantage.
Woo!
Okay, well, I rolled a 2 on one of those, and the other one's a 12.
Okay.
So.
That advantage. Yay.
Advantage. Yay.
Yeah, so it takes you a second because the smell is so faint, but you're like, it's the rock with moss.
You're holding the rock.
And he kind of turns it over so you can see it, and then just tosses it off to the side. He reaches back in his pocket and he pulls his fist up again. And he's like, and this.
Kay is gonna sniff his hand.
All right, go ahead and roll your perception check with advantage. Woo.
That's 19.
Right
Not
away.
French.
Right away, you're like, that's the pine needles. Super strong scent.
Pine needles, that's easy. I could smell it before I even got close to your hand.
He's like, good. And he shows you it is the pine needles, and he just drops them to the ground. And he reaches in his pocket and he holds his hand out underneath your face one last time.
Okay.
All right.
Kay will take a whiff of his hand.
All right, go ahead and roll your perception check with advantage.
I think that was 14. Okay.
All right. So you got a 14 there, and you kind of take a smell for a second, and you're like, he left the thing in his pocket. He's not holding anything.
It's in your pocket. You're not even holding anything. You failed to surprise me, Prince Maenalus. I'm very disappointed in your grave lack of tricks.
He gets a big smile across his face, and he reaches down like he's going to grab the thing from his pocket. And because you're kind of like leaning in, scenting or whatever, he very quickly just reels around and slaps you across the face as hard as he can.
What?
Ooh!
The adventure continues in the next exciting episode of Pristine Dreams. Thank you for listening. Visit us on our YouTube channel at D20 Dreamland. Leave us a review, like, share, and subscribe to catch the rest of the adventure. Until next time, sweet dreams.